want you to really sit back in your chair for a moment and think hard about this question. What if Bigfoot was actually found? Not just in some grainy, blurry found footage, but in real life, in the flesh and blood, and fur, or hair, I don't know. The point here is that I want you to picture a world in which this lumbering, flat-footed beast is real. What would this discovery actually mean for the world? Okay, so imagine this. A woman named Penelope drives down to Yosemite from Los Angeles with her family for a fun vacation. She plans on staying there a week and spending half the time in a fancy hotel and the other half camping to get the true Yosemite experience. Penelope marvels at the beauty of the area when she gets there. For the first 3 nights, she and her family hit all of the major landmarks, Yosemite Falls and all of the other cool waterfalls, the Mariposa Grove filled with giant sequoia trees, many over 24 feet in diameter. They look at and marvel at Half Dome from Glacier Point. It is everything they imagined it would be and more. On the 4th day, Penelope is feeling really adventurous and is ready to take their vacation to the next level. She had made reservations to camp the next 3 nights at a site known as Camp 4, a place known for its abundance of rock climbing. Penelope and her family arrive and set up their tents. Afterwards, they fire up their grill and start cooking scrumptious hamburgers, buttery corn on the cob, tender chicken, and spicy onions. It is all so delicious that Penelope feels like she can't stop eating. Several hours later, after the fun chatter around the fire, Penelope falls asleep in her tent into a deep sleep. The next day she gets up, eager for adventure, and adventure she would get. Now, although Penelope isn't an advanced climber, her brother Sebastian is, and Sebastian thought this would be the perfect opportunity to teach her some new skills. The two of them pack up their gear and leave the campsite, arriving at a menacingly high rock wall. Penelope has second thoughts, but Sebastian reassures her that she is in safe hands and that the route they are taking isn't advanced. Very slowly, the two of them climb up the wall with Sebastian above Penelope, making sure every step of the way they were using proper technique. Penelope starts to enjoy herself, but suddenly, a loud roar echoes from the forest 100 feet down below, petrifying her. Looking down, she sees the outline of a hairy figure looking up at her. Was it a bear? Not looking where she was grabbing, she suddenly puts too much weight on a loose section of the rock wall. A large chunk of it breaks loose and is careened down towards the ground. As an odd coincidence, the rock slab hits the hairy figure down below square in the head, making it slump to the ground. "I think I just killed a bear," Penelope tells her brother, curious and exhausted. The two of them make their way back down the rock wall to the ground below. They stare at the large, hairy mess Penelope had just KO'd. It is gigantic, huge, muscular, but not round like a bear. The animal's face looks eerily human. It looks like a giant gorilla or chimpanzee, only more human-like. Penelope looks at Sebastian in complete and utter shock. "No way," she says, now realizing what it is. "I just killed Bigfoot." Penelope had done it. She had in her possession the first and only verifiably real Bigfoot. It was the discovery of a lifetime, but the question is, what should she do from here? She had the body, but what on earth should a person do if they have their hands on something so valuable? Think about it. You're standing in front of Bigfoot. You just killed him, albeit accidentally, wondering what to do. I mean, just calling your local news station and saying, "Hey, I caught Bigfoot," might not cut it. Well, Penelope has a few options depending on what her intentions are. First, she could document, record, then post her find online herself. This could allow her to have some control over how this information is released to the public. The only problem with this approach is how prevalent hoaxes are when it comes to Bigfoot. Who on earth would believe what she has to say? Bigfoot sightings and people yelling, "I found Bigfoot" online are a dime a dozen. There seems like there would be no good way to post your findings without coming across as a fraud, considering how much of the public only see Bigfoot as a fake, mythological creature. As a second approach, she could just stop and call the police and let them deal with the mess. But if her intention is to bring this find to the public, is this the best approach? What if the police just dismiss it as a deformed, dead bear or just dispose of the animal without investigating further? Then her find wouldn't get the attention it deserves. Additionally, if Bigfoot makes its way to the government, what if they treat it the same way some say they treat UFOs? That being in a closed book, hush-hush manner, believing the public is better off not knowing. Should Penelope trust them with this find? As a third option, perhaps Penelope is greedy. She possibly could hold on to the body and then sell it to the highest bidder, or parts of it to several different bidders. I'm sure there are many people out there that would like to get their hands on a Bigfoot specimen. It would be a novelty after all. The only issue I see here is that she would have to do it quickly because Mr. Bigfoot would start to break down pretty quickly. As a last route, and perhaps the better one, is she could try and find some sort of reputable wilderness research institution or animal organization that could verify and publish the find, like a Bigfoot science team or something. Imagine that as a college degree, Master of Bigfoot Sciences. In this way, if Penelope wants to share this discovery with the world, it would have the best chance for success. In conclusion, I want to ask you a few things. What would the discovery of Bigfoot mean for humanity? Would Bigfoot be some sort of missing link between humans and our past? Would Bigfoot be a brand new, unique classification in the realm of science? If Bigfoot did exist, what would that say about all of the other quasi-mythical creatures out there like the Loch Ness Monster? Is that out there too, waiting to be discovered? So what are your thoughts on this, and what would you do if you actually discovered Bigfoot? I'll tell you one thing, my inner optimist makes me keep my eyes open out in nature. Something tells me if Bigfoot did exist, Bigfoot might not be as scary as we think.